expected.
108 degrees, beautiful Lake Havasu. Hi, Mom.
That thing sliding down right now?
Now we're going to be doing a simulated firefighter down rescue. Just continuing about the search and rescue, but we're going to have an actual firefighter separate from the hose line.
Where's my baby? Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Command to search team, progress report. Command to search. Wow, you got him already? Copy, second victim, break. Command med sector, we have a second victim coming out.
All right, guys, you guys are done.
Command to search. Where's the child's head?
Come on out.
Come on out.
Good job. Fastest group so far. Good job.
Best group by far.
Where's the head at for
The baby's head came off?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One piece of advice for you guys when you take a rope bag. You want to tie off the end and take your bag with you. What I purposely did, and you guys already made it, but I stood on the end of the rope, and if your rope or something gets snagged, you no longer now have your rope or your access. Or if you take your bag with you, it can play out. When you guys go to exit, you can leave your bag, follow your line out. Your next in crews, you can tell them we finished our search at the end, and they can follow your line, pick up your bag, and take up where you guys left off. So you did good by doing that. You just left the wrong end of the rope.
Yeah. This is our flashover chamber, and this is to teach firefighters to recognize and how to deal with flashover. Flashover is when everything inside a room or a building reaches its ignition temperature all at one time, and so the whole room lights on fire instantaneously. So in this, you see in here, in this chamber here, we can build the fires up in here. This is all lined with particle board, so it off-gasses a lot of gas. Once it gets up to its temperature, this whole thing fills with fire. You can see the line here. So we'll have firefighters down low, up where this black line is, all the way back through this chamber will be just rolling fire over our heads. And we can simulate that flashover happening, but we're down low, so it happens over our heads, and we can safely, we basically make the flashovers happen, and we can safely demonstrate it so they know what to look for and then how to fight it. So this is fun. This is a good training.
The object of what we're doing here is we're just running a simple Mayday drill. Each man goes through, encounters several different obstacles. When he gets entangled in something, he will recognize that he's in a situation where he has to initiate a Mayday. He will then remove his radio. He will initiate the Mayday by hitting the Mayday button, and he'll go through and calling by telling who he is and where he's at and exactly what has happened. That will initiate a Mayday call that'll go out throughout all the radios. The battalion chief will pick up on that, and then we can call and organize a team to come in and get him.
Hey, you're trapped.
Okay, I'm gonna get my radio. Push my button.
Did you find it?
I can take my glove
There you
off.
go. Don't be afraid to take your glove off if you have to.
Alright, I found it.
Hey, that's not it. Other side of the radio. There you go. Right there. Right there.
Okay, I feel it.
Okay.
I'm gonna push it. Now I'm gonna say, Mayday, 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 firefighter reader. I'm trapped inside the building. I do not know my location.
Pretty tough. I mean, it's pretty mental. It's all day. I mean, as I said, we start at 5 in the morning and usually go to about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So I mean, it's pretty mental. It's all day. You gotta keep yourself into it. It's pretty much about that. It's just gotta keep your head into it. I mean, if you don't want to be here, I mean, obviously you're gonna show it if you don't want to be here. People that want to be here are the people that give it their all day long, give it 110% throughout the day. So.
Okay, follow it up. Keep going. Stay on the hose. Keep your hands and legs in the middle. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, you just fell through the floor.
Here's the button.
Excellent.
Push it. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Firefighter reader. I've fallen through a roof or a floor. I don't know where I'm at.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hand your HT up. Hand the radio up.
Hand your gloves
Hand your gloves up. Peel off your helmet and your mask and see where you're at. Perfect. Good job.
You want to hand me your mask? That'll just be easier for you to get out.
Okay, we'll go next guy.
Thank you.
Is that fine?
Huh? Yeah, I like that. That was good.
Alright, see if you come down here, it's a little easier to come back.
I like that.
The biggest thing about the difference between our job and maybe other people's jobs is we all have a place that we go to work, but this is not only a place of work, this is our home. A third of our life is basically spent away from our families, and we live here with these guys. This is my other family that, you know, a third of your life you're spent, that's holidays, anniversaries, kids' birthdays, your birthdays. You kind of have to decide what you're going to be home for, what you're not going to be home for. The other part's spent here. So this part of the station is kind of our home over here. This is our kitchen that we have. It's a nice big kitchen. This house was built to house 2 companies, which means the ladder truck and maybe an engine company. That's why I have this big table. At one time there was 10 people stationed at this station. So you have to have a nice big table to eat, nice big area to make a big meal. And then in here we have a day room, which unfortunately we don't get to use that much, but it's a TV room with chairs. But this is where we get to come and relax, maybe at lunchtime, put our feet up if we have time, and then at night, usually about 9, 10 o'clock when things are all settled down, we'll come in here and watch a little TV maybe before bed. And so this is our day room. We'll have 2 beds and lockers that split in between, so we can have 2 people sleep in the same room at the same time if there's multiple rigs in the station. Right now, since there's just one, it's not bad. Everybody's got their own room. And these other lockers are for other shifts, because that's where you have all your clothes, your bedding, pictures of family, you know, toiletry stuff to smell good and brush your teeth. Then each side has bedrooms. Then we also have a Jack and Jill bathroom for the guys, so you can come in here or here. This is the pride of Lake Havasu City Fires, our new weight room. This is the newest one we have. Got all top of the line stuff. Our health and fitness coordinator was able to go to the city and really push firefighter fitness and strength. And every day for 2 hours, we're able to work out in the morning, try to get it done in the morning. But that's per our department has made it a department-wide goal is to have fit firefighters. So that's good. These walls here are all patches from people that have come by. And a big thing with firefighters is trading patches where they're from. So these are all patches that people have come to this department and traded, and they're from all over the United States, and around the corner we have some around the world, Germany, France, people come. All around the United States you can look here, there's California, New York, Midwest, Chicago, all over. This is the battalion chief's office, which is separate from our side. This is where all the work he does, schedules, laying everything out for the day, goes on over here. Just they do that because in the old station, whenever in the middle of the night when our engine would leave in the middle of the night, he didn't have to get up. They would get up, they would hear the engine coming in and going. Hopefully over here they have a little more peace, but not too much anymore.
The battalion chief is in charge of the shift, which includes 5 stations. The battalion chief coordinates all their activities. makes rosters for the day, makes rosters for the shifts in advance, makes sure all assignments are covered. The battalion chief is also dispatched on all multi-unit calls, and that could be anywhere from accident requiring 2 engine companies anywhere in the city all the way up to multi-alarm structure fires. At the accidents or structure fires that the battalion chief responds to, he coordinates all the scene activities, responsible for safety, and handing out assignments to all the crews.
This is our education department. We have 2 education officers, Liz Vedot and Kathy Black. What they do is they go around to school in the community, they try and educate. That's one of our big things, is trying to educate before a fire so people will hopefully have the right instincts and do the right things. So that's their job. Kathy's out in the schools. From the time they're in preschool on up, we go out and we'll go out and do school demos. We'll go out and show them what we look like in our gear so we don't scare the little kids, because we look so much different with all that gear on. So we found that getting in there and talking to them about what's going to happen maybe in a fire, the right things to do, and what we look like when we show up to their house and bang on the door, and if they're hiding in their room, maybe just a little bit of edge hopefully to get them out and get them to us that they won't run away. They find a lot of times that kids will hide in their rooms, under their beds, in their toy boxes, in closets, and they're already afraid, and then somebody comes in with all this gear on and a big mask, breathing, sounding kind of like Darth Vader. It tends to scare them, so we're trying to desensitize them to what the firefighters look like in their gear. This is the classroom we have, and there's lots of community groups that come in and take classes here. We have some CPR stuff set up here. There's also some AED and first aid stuff that they have out. And these are also just talking about extinguishers and also electrical problems, what can happen when you plug too many things in an outlet or in a power strip.
My job on this truck is I'm the engineer, which basically means I drive and operate the truck. We all know how to do everybody else's role. When my captain's gone, I move up and cover him in his position. In addition to myself being the driver, I'm trained to act as a captain, so I have to be very skilled at all that. So we can all interchange. If we get a typical fire call as an engineer, when we get there, the crew will take off and pull hose lines to attack the fire, but I'm responsible for getting water into the hose and getting the water supply to the pump. So I have to deal with charging and getting water down the hose lines. I have to deal with getting hose to the fire hydrant to give me water to this thing and keep it going. 40-foot long truck, a little tough to drive through traffic. It's not like your car, you know. I'm pretty tall, pretty long, and it doesn't turn on a dime. So you got to be real on your toes, and you rely on everybody in this seat and the seats behind you to help look and see what's going on. But on the other hand, it's fun. You can't, you know, it's a challenge, and it's a good thing.
I'm Jason Stello. I'm Captain Paramedic on Truck 1C shift, Lake Havasu City Fire Department. And basically the captain's responsibilities for the day are is one step below the battalion chiefs. We are in charge of the station and the apparatus at this station, basically. So the captain is a supervisor for the station. We got a call right now, so I'll have to talk to you when we get back.
Ready.
Just trying to think about what it could be, what we're going to need to do. Just waiting to see what they say and what information they get over the radio.
know you're not supposed to be driving that truck, are you? See what happens when you do stuff like you're not supposed to do?
Nothing back in here. Nothing from the seat belt. Your shoulders are all okay. Any smack your head that you think of, remember? Nothing anywhere? You don't have any medical problems or anything like that that we need to be worried about? No?
Camaraderie, check up my part.
Truck 1 dispatch. Truck 1, go. There's 2 vehicles, minor damage, 3 patients, all are refusing. You can cancel the ambulance.
Copy, cancel that.
He's going to disconnect the battery right now, and what that's going to do is, after a period of time when the battery's disconnected, then the airbags won't deploy anymore. They have a capacitor that holds power for so long. So he's going to go ahead and disconnect that since they're not going to drive it. That way, you know, the tow truck operator or nobody else gets injured from the airbag until they can take it to a body shop and have it checked out. We're back again here. As you guys just saw, we just got a call out of the station, 911 medical call, and basically how that works for us as a company here, like I said before, like the captain or company officers in charge of the station and the apparatus. Anytime a call comes in, we basically have on a non-turnout required call, which means like a medical type call or a public assist, we have 45 seconds is our standard turnout time to get from the station in the vehicle with whatever equipment we need on and rolling out the door in 45 seconds. And then for a turnout required incident, which would be a vehicle accident, maybe a check hazard, any type of gas leak, or any type of a structure fire incident, we have 1 minute and 30 seconds to get from the station out, completely turned out in our gear, our air pack on, a seat belted in the apparatus, and then responding to the call. And my job as the captain is just to make sure that we all adhere to that and get out there in a timely manner. And if we're not getting out there in a timely manner, then we provide some internal station training to make sure that everybody can do that in a timely fashion.
And all the time that I've been here, we've never had one day where something hasn't happened, where one of the engine companies hasn't gone out. We may have a particular shift or a day where one of the fire stations in particular doesn't run any calls, but there's something that happens every single day somewhere here in town. Right now we're averaging about 17 runs a day. That's our average. Some days may be a little slower. Some days may be a lot busier. One day we may have 20, 25, 30 calls in any given day. But for the most part anymore, every station goes out somewhere every day. The busier stations in town are here at Station 1. The truck guys go out a lot. The engine company downtown, Station 5, those guys are real busy. And the guys out at the south end at Station 3, they run a lot of calls too. But anymore, it's just the population of the town and all the weekend people and stuff. And the weekends are pretty much the busiest anymore. But yeah, we don't, there isn't any time anymore that we haven't had calls on any given day. It's every day pretty much.
We're no different than anybody else on our days off. You know, we just work a different hour schedule. I would say the big difference is on a normal job, normal people, you tend to look at people as your coworkers. You go to work with your coworkers or your friends or whatever. And here we tend to look at the people we work with as family, and it's real simple. For a minimum of 20 years of our career, I'm going to work with the same people. A third of my life, I'm going to eat with them, sleep in the same station with them, and run calls with them. And it's no different than, let's just say, somebody who works an 8-to-5 job and doesn't get to see their family, and they only see their wife and kids on the weekend. Well, we see our crew members and our station guys every third day for 24 hours, so they're basically family. And so we get a real tight-knit group of people working together simply because we share that, which not too many other people do that.
Well, I became a fireman for several reasons. Some of it was career opportunities. One of the things I really enjoy about being a fireman is it's pretty exciting. It's a very challenging profession, both mentally and physically. It's not a sit behind the desk type job. There's a lot of things that go on. It's most of the firemen, I think, it's a pretty common denominator for most of the guys is they all tend to be adrenaline junkies. And one of the things that I really enjoy about being a fireman too is no single day at work is ever the same. There's always something different. Every day is a new challenge. We run a lot of the same calls, but the same calls are never the same. You're dealing with new people every day, new set of environment, new set of circumstances. You know, all the guys here that I work with are all great. You know, most of these people here are all basically become a second family. We live here together. You know, every third day we're all here together. We live in close quarters, and we all get along real good. These guys, I look at all of them as my brother. You know, I can turn on them at any time, look to them for help, and they can look to me, and we work together. And it's a really, you know, it's a really great, close-knit environment and family, and everybody works together, and it's.
The camaraderie is great. I think I'd say that's probably one of the big things about being a fireman, is the camaraderie with all the guys. And like girl said, the job changes every day. A lot of sleepless nights. Even when you're here sleeping, you're knowing that alarm could go off any minute. So being here 24 hours, you know, 1/3 of your life is at the firehouse.
I'm on the same lines, except I don't quite remember why I got started. I think it had something to do with my best friend said I couldn't do it. So, so I got into the academy and class and did it. But, you know, it's also like you said, the job, nothing's ever the same. Every day is different. Every call is different. Every shift is different. Minute by minute, you've seen it being here, it changes every second.
And the schedule's great.
Well, yeah, except, you know, like you said, though, now it's to the point where we've come along, you know, this city's grown so much that we're pretty busy, and the days of quiet nights aren't happening anymore. You're out at night, and, you know, most people go home, they get to sleep every night, but when we're at work, we're up. And
yeah, most people think that the firemen sit around the house and play cards, and that just doesn't happen
there's no
here.
checkers, we don't have any cards here. The TV room looks pretty new in there. It's because we're not in there very much at this station. And it's the day-by-day life here is you know, we're the same guys 24 hours. You know, it's serious, but it's also a lot of joking around.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, my wife calls it the boys club. Every third day you go to the boys club.